we were taking a look at the bracket earlier, Opox will be semifinals #1, the #1 seed overall. Destined to perhaps meeting the #2 seed, Tristop. We will see if they will face off. But Jeff stands in the way first. Can everyone's fair player do it? We will see. Followed by Tristop and Sidnev. That one will be an instant classic, wouldn't you say, Bidwell? Both have hover threes. You know what that means, Bidwell. It means they're ready. Please count them down for semifinal #1.
Off we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
And we are underway. I can't believe we finally made it here, Bidwell. I feel like it's been forever and a day.
I don't know how you guys do a week in and week out with these super long streams.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Everybody who contributes, it's awesome work. You keep the scene alive, especially during the pandemic. So, and we've grown since then. So it's because of all you guys who stream and put in all the work.
Well, most certainly.
I just get to enjoy it.
Yeah, most certainly. We appreciate that. And I'm so glad that you are enjoying and participating now, too. But I think a lot of people love hearing what you got to say. You have a lot of fun takes, and you provide a lot of information and history upon the game that I think a lot of people either don't know about or just don't put the time and effort to hear about until you speak. So it's great.
No, you need somebody to remember the crap that nobody else needs to remember.
Or the stuff
like that wasn't... yeah, there's always that one guy at your job who does all the crappy work. And you don't really like him that much, but hey, at least he does that thing, so I don't have to do it. That's my role in the Tetris community.
Yeah, say the guy that remembers the stuff that wasn't recorded either, too. So
yeah, that too.
And here we go, Jeff, starting with a tough board.
Spicy.
Yeah, it's a tough board to begin.
Is this a classic Jeff 64 drought here? My goodness, what's his long bar count?
I'm gonna take a quick look at that while he is trying to figure out how to stay alive in this center. Well, it's got 11 bars here, Bidwell. So
yeah, now the bar rush has hit him. He's cleaned up, but he's only done a Tetris. He handled that really well,
as he always does. Hence why he's got the name "Dig It Out" as his Twitch handle. You got to be able to dig out, right? If you're gonna have that handle.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to be you don't want that corporate name that where you're like Captain Crunch always talk about not sogging out, but that's like the soggiest cereal ever. A lot of those corporate names, they tend to market the opposite of what they actually do. Jeff's the real deal.
Real deal, Evander Holyfield.
Throwing shade at the yeah, exactly. Throwing shade at Captain Crunch. Lost that sponsorship. Sorry.
I think we'll live. 283 for Opox, 209 for Jeff. Having trouble at the top.
Ooh, Jeff, come on. Oh, no. It's burned down, but he needs a line, and now he's not going to get it. Now he's going to really have to dig.
All right, he's hanging in, Bidwell. Good lumbar flat. Keeps it going.
Look at that. And Opox is like #1 seed, dude. I got it for a reason. There's another Tetris, man.
And he's chilling. He's vibing, as they would say these days, at 352. Jeff is trying to survive. Look at this.
There's nothing on his walls to distract him. No phone, no art, no music, no commentary. He's a Tetris machine, and that's it.
He is the modern-day Ivan Dragov.
Yes. He is breaking us all. Jeff is surviving. This is crazy. We shouldn't be shocked, but it's still impressive to watch.
No, it's always impressive to see a hell of a dig like this. And it's just, I feel like he's like 1 or 2 pieces away from getting out. Finally, he is out of that. But look at the difference now, Chris. We got 467 for Opox, 246 for Jeff. Down 200,000 points already. We haven't even crossed 100 lines yet.
Finally gets the long bar. The long bars for Jeff, I guess they weren't deficient, but they seem to be coming in bunches.
And really, after that kind of dig, that's one of those times where you really aren't hoping for long bars because you're just trying to get out. And sometimes that
No.
long bar is going to be really detrimental to the dig.
They're other than scoring, they are not very useful pieces.
342 for Jeff, 536 for Opox.
I gotta say he's been doing really well since cleaning out of that, but Opox has been pouring out. He's at 536 at 109. This is a 600,000 point plus transition here for Opox if everything goes smoothly for him. But Jeff making all he can of it. I mean, you just never know what happens in this game. There's a lot of runway between here and 230 lines.
Man, just gonna have
He's
to
in
really,
trouble for the
gonna have to really
first time
here.
today. Jeff transitions at 392.
It's really ideal for Jeff if Ben struggles here or maybe has a quick early top out, but he's got it under control, Bidwell. He's brought this down.
I'm probably slightly behind because I'm on the Twitch and not on the Discord stream, but yeah, I did transition with a 560. Which, when a 560 is a disappointing transition, you know you're playing a hell of a game.
619 now for Opox. Boom! Tetris for Jeff on the right there. Goes to 484. And another one. So as Bidwell says, Jeff looks like he's got it under control. Is far behind, but honestly brought it down by 70,000 points. He's originally was at 200,000 points when he got out of that dig, Bidwell. Now he's cut it down to about 150.
Yeah. So, and as the points increase, that Tetris count that you're required to come back also shrinks. And the more cheese that Opox is dealing with here.
Slowdown most certainly benefits Jeff, but Opox gets out of it quickly. And he'll get another score.
On that. Now Jeff's in trouble again. Not serious trouble for a game over.
Yes, he's kind of waiting for there. It is. He wanted a piece like that T to help. Ooh.
Jeff getting aggressive. I think that's what you have to do. And it does not pay off for him.
He's gonna have to spend some more time burning away. He's low on the board, but the more time he's stuck here, the more time Opox now was once ahead by 150,000 points. Now has made it 250,000 points. He is gunning it right now, Bidwell.
Yeah, I think a million points is easily in his grasp right now. 882 through level 25. Jeff is running out of time. Beautiful solve by Opox. One line solve, man.
Kudos to Jeff here, Bidwell, for at least finishing it out. You know, so far behind at this point, it's going to be Opox's game now. But just going to finish out like a man.
Hit that kill screen. That's not an easy. Make your opponent win. Don't give up, and that's what Jeff's doing this game. And there's the million points for Opox. A 1.1's easily in his grasp.
I wonder what you break
I don't
out.
even know what the scoring record is now. For it's changed so many times in the past month.
It's just amazing what's going on in the world of Classic Tetris now. He is looking to try to get 1.2 here. That most certainly would be a Kingsman Invitational Tournament score record. That'll be without question.
Jeff tops out at 778 at the kill screen.
Most certainly an admirable score, yeah. Especially with all that digging. Really a tremendous score for him.
That's what you want, because you're not going to play against a 1.3 every game. So if you survive to 29, there's the 1.2. Excellent game, Mr. Opox. You get a cowbell. That's not going to get old by the end of this evening.
Certainly will not. Congratulations, 1.2 for Ben to kick it off. He'll get game one, GG's. Even Jeff was amazed there. He's got a big wow.
Yeah. it was only 2 years ago that we saw our first million-point game in competition. So think about what we're seeing now. 1.2s with regular frequency on the online scene in competitive play.
Right.
That's a 20% increase in 2 years. That's ridiculous growth.
It's insane. And they're just getting better and better. All right, so Opax needs a moment, needs a breather after that.
Those kids.
Can you blame him?
Needing their oxygen.
But again, tremendous. 778 there from Jeff is a really good score in any competition.
Yeah, finishing it out. Like, if you're playing a bad game, you don't want to give up. Because Opax hangs a piece, his game's over at level 24, and Jeff could possibly chase that down.
Right.
But the best of the best, they're going to play it all the way through, and they're going to get that million-plus score. But we'll see what happens in the remaining 4 games of this match. And away we go, game number 2. And with the ZT burst, Jeff starts off with possibly the worst combination of pieces you could ever hope for. And with some creative tucking, he's built a stack that's playable. Players with a single Tetris so far at level 18. It just looks so slow right now.
I know, right? After you just saw some hot action on that 19 plus where both guys are going toe to toe and just Opax was ripping it.
Oh, Jeff. Jeff's going to get creative here. Living up to his Twitch handle.
Another dig out situation. Ooh, that S. Oh, when Bidwell sees it, he knows.
Oh, no. Plays the T flat. Oh, he's going to top out at 55,000. Opax with a quick game 2.
Very quick. As Jeff takes a sip of his power drink.
Well, we saw one reverse sweep. Maybe we see another here.
Maybe. And Jeff quickly reset that console. I don't think he's liking the RNG coming in.
Blow in that cartridge.
All right, Jeff says he's going to go B2B 1.2s now.
That's how you break a streak. That's like rolling out of the ring to stop the offensive, the other wrestler's momentum. It's like fouling off pitches that were awfully good pitches. Calling timeout to ice the kicker. You know, you take that, you throw that game away, break his momentum, and then maybe take these next 3 games in a row. Totally the strat, right? Right, Jeff?
Of course, yes. Let's go, count them down. We got game number 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris, Opax looking to close it out and head himself to the finals, Bidwell. Tremendous for that youngster. I'm sure he would love to take the win over the veteran yet again. They played in Classic Tetris League this past season. They're both in Division 1. Ben was victorious in their encounter there. Jeff was hoping to maybe return the favor and get his revenge, but you never know. Got to start with one game at a time. That's how reverse sweeps work, Chris. So let's see what Jeff can do here.
I see shadows on the right side of Opax's screens. There's actually an object in his room and a light source. So his room is not completely empty.
Oh, so he's getting worried for a second.
I know. Or he's getting stalked. You never know.
You never know in this age.
Some crazy classic Tetris fan might have taken it a little too far.
Yeah, it's Van Dweller creeping in the window.
Oh, Lord. I did like the last one of Scott's videos where he had the cartoon versions of the commentators, and Van Dweller and Kibbe are actually in a van.
Yes.
I thought that was a nice touch by Scout there.
Scott always does an amazing job. He's very creative in the videos he does. It's entertaining.
But he's so subtle. He's not over the head funny or crazy. He just everything he does is so subtle and because he doesn't present jokes. not too often. So when they do show up and just quietly like that, I really, really appreciate that. Because I've got to like, look at me, I'm telling a joke. I can't do that. I can't be subtle.
Yeah.
Jeff with that tower in the middle again. Ooh, those spires. Woo, that T on top. Not like this, Jeff.
He might be several
like
white
this,
claws
Jeff.
deep here. All right, he's trying trying to figure it out, Midway. He's trying to figure it out.
Everything's fitting so far. He's down to the middle of the screen. Opox has an 80,000 point lead. That's not insurmountable. All right, the right is open now. This line piece will get a triple. Opox hasn't really taken that much advantage of this dig out by Jeff, and Jeff's setting up for a column 3 Tetris here.
Nice job by Jeff to stay alive, but just, again, Bidwell just not getting the right piece at the right time when he's trying to get the Lombard down the wall. Finally, it will show up, and he will get the Tetris. 150 for Jeff, 254 for Opox. Bidwell mentioned not an insurmountable lead, down about 100,000 points, but if Jeff can get this board under control, maybe Opox gets stuttered a little bit and gets himself into a dig situation, Jeff can easily come back from that. We're only halfway through in this one.
Opox hasn't been killing it this game. Like he's at 277 through 68, so it's a little slow pace for an Opox type player. But he does have the comfortable lead right now, and he can, if there is a situation where it's burn or be aggressive, you can hit the brakes ever so slightly. But when the pieces come like this, you don't need to worry about making decisions. The game just lets you get your Tetris as you need it. Agreed. 346 for Opox. Jeff's pushing down.
It's good to see that. He's kind of gotten away from that a little bit. He's changed that. You and I have talked several times, almost ad nauseum now, about the players and their gameplay and how they are viewed in the community. He's kind of gotten away from that, but it's good to see. He goes back to his push down strats from time to time, maybe to change the rhythm and the flow.
Kind of like whipping the horse, just kind of waking yourself up, forcing yourself to make a snap decision, forcing yourself to concentrate a little bit more. It's real easy to kind of if you're letting the game come to you, it's kind of easy to lose your aggression. So some players, I think, do like the press down to keep their mental edge. And you're already down 2-0. You might as well try something different. I mean, what's the worst thing to happen? You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose anyway. So go for it.
Got to change something up in order to shake things up. 353 for Jeff. He'll transition at 377. Most certainly not the type of transitions you would expect from him, but he survived nonetheless. Opox at 475. Still has lines to play.
Still only 100,000. So this isn't like this isn't like game one when it was several 100,000, when it was pretty much out of reach. This is still well within the threshold of a chase down situation. Well, I guess a chase up situation. I don't think Opox is going to beat Jeff to level 29 here, if they do manage to go all the way out.
And here we go. Jeff trying to stay alive, avoid the sweep, keep the dream afloat. Opox looking to close it out, so he knows that he can go to the final and wait the winner of Sidnev and Tristop.
Get that fake scepter in the mail. Get the glory of being the KIT 2021 winner. You get that free entry to CTWC.
Well, we most certainly deserve. Oh, there you go. Opox getting a little trouble here, Bidwell.
Oh.
Ooh!
You're over. That's going to be it. We have a chase down, folks.
562 is what you need, Jeff. There's a Tetris to go to 542. He only needs 20,000 more points, Bidwell, and we could see the rumblings again of reverse sweep hype.
And the camera does not turn off for Opox this time. I know that was the last game, but...
But this game, he did it. Bidwell, 575.
Yeah.
There's the chase down from boom! Tetris and Jeff. He's on the board. He gets one. 2-1 now in favor of the number 1 seed. GG's.
And that's why survivability matters. Jeff would have taken that game with his game 1 effort, which was subpar versus a 1.2 million score, but if you survive and the other player makes a mistake, you're golden. Survivability is still underrated in this game.
Agreed. Ben
Away we go.
Ben is ready with a hover 3. We'll wait for Jeff as he's getting his liquid courage in there, and he is ready for the next one. Bidwell, please count him down for the pivotal game 4.
In 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Then we had someone in the chat, KZ, the Kuso player, said, "Yo, is that the Jeff?"
That you can't say "the" like that unless you want Ohio State to sue you. Just saying.
This is true.
Yeah. Another plug for this weekend's tournament.
Plug away, please. Yeah, this Saturday, I'll be in the house with Chris Bidwell amongst a number of Classic Tetris players and modern players, as there's the big WPL event. For those that were here earlier, heard Beast and Shen talk it up, and it will be an outstanding event. I can't wait to be there. It'll be Friday afternoon. Shen has offered to pick me up from the airport. Man, that's really nice.
Oh, good. I was about to offer you that. So if Shen's got you, then but I can help use your arms to help carry CRTs into the bar. That's the glory. That's the glory of tournaments, of putting together tournaments, organizing.
That's right. Put me to work. I'm ready.
Let's get that CRT workout. And we got a close one here. Jeff's in this 1 Tetris lead early on. No bad play just yet, but is he doing the push down? Yeah, he's doing a little bit of a push down again. Yeah. It worked for him last game, so keep it up.
Stick with what works. As mentioned, the momentum can start swinging easily. It's kind of what happened to him and Guerrero in their quarterfinal match, where Guerrero was up 2-0. Jeff kind of looked like he was going to be totally sacked out, and then just one game turned the tide, and he really put the Jets on and came back strong in the final 2 to get to this point in the semifinals. So we'll see if he can do it again. He's kind of playing that same way. Off to another good start. Look at that.
If he pulls it off, I think we'll have to call it the Jeff-a-dope.
Yeah. No rope-a-dope, the Jeff-a-dope. But knowing Jeff will probably say, yeah, I agree with the dope part.
Yeah.
There you go, another Tetris.
Yeah. And another 218 Opox, 263 Jeff. I am slightly behind on the stream, so if you're looking at this thing, what are you talking about? It's technology. The fact that we're able to broadcast it all is a modern miracle.
And imagine being hosting. That's even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Tetris is for both. We go to 266 on the left, 332 on the right. Jeff with a nice lead. He is only 3 lines ahead, too. These pushdowns have not been as heavy as you would think.
This is Jeff's hottest pre-transition game for sure.
You can just tell in his board there that the pieces are just flowing beautifully. His stacking is crisp, and he's getting the timely long bars when the well is open, just like that one again.
And how long of a break do they have between their round 2 and this semi-final here?
It was a while, yeah. So we started about 10 after 1 with Opox's bracket, and we're looking at like 5 hours later. He's coming back to play practically.
How much do you think you're playing in that 5 hours? I can't imagine you're playing that much because you don't want to burn yourself out, but you can't come into this ice cold either. So maybe Jeff just needed a little bit of warm up time.
Probably, yeah. You would imagine he's probably busy wrangling kids around for the portion, you know, because he was away for about 3 hours. So agreed. I gotta say, yeah, he needed some warm up time. He probably was maybe just getting a few warm ups when he knew that the final bracket was ending. So here he is now. It's looking really sharp. 456 at 102 lines for Jeff. 415, making another touch to go to 438 for Opox at 101 lines. Really good game going on, Bidwell.
Yeah, the game 2 was a garbage flute game, obviously, but Jeff has come back strongly in 3 and 4 for sure. And the game 1 was, you know, that's a hero, like we said before, that was a hero game. Even though he only got to 700,000, the fact that he played all the way to 29 and made Opox go all the way to get the max instead of just topping out when things got rough in, you know, the mid-20s. That tells you what the competitor Jeff Moore is.
550 for Jeff, 466 for Opox. We're getting close to the transition. Jeff will get there first. He's 5 lines away. Opox has time. He's about 14 lines away.
He gets his Tetris. This is a 600,000 point transition. That's amazing.
He's going to get it. There it is. 598, 599. We'll call it 600. Nice job by Jeff. He'll go to 605 at 135. He's off and running. Opox. Longbar's coming to help reopen the right. He goes to 498.
Ooh. Oh, the double long bar helped there. Yeah.
And we're off and running, Bidwell. There they go. Level 19 transition.
Nice.
Jeff needs to hold. He's got to take the win to send it to the decider. Opox looking to close it out and put his ticket in for the final.
Both boards look great. The long bar's coming at just the right time for both players. Who's going to crack first?
It's always the question when you're talking about Classic Tetris and these speedy levels of the 19 plus. One slip up is all it takes.
That lead is up to 120,000.
It's about 10 lines the difference. And there's a bit of a Z over to the left that needs to be attended to. So that'll stall him a little bit. This is Jeff's chance to pad some more points. Got to be careful with center spire.
If I'm playing like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, and then you do it anyway and you slap yourself, then your game's over. But not when you're Jeff Moore.
Really wanted a J, and he's getting S's instead. Ugh.
Opox.
Pieces.
Managed to get like the 4-line solve there. Has to cover as well again. Jeff, though, is he going to get... Okay, Jeff's going to top out at 736. So a little work for Opox to finish this out. Got plenty of runway here.
Yeah, some really garbage pieces for Jeff. He really did his best to not let it fall, but there it is. Bang! Tetris! The fist pump and a thumbs up from Opox. He's done it, Chris. He'll say game 4 is no more. And he has officially booked his ticket to the finals. Congratulations. Wow.
Jeff Moore made him earn it, though. That's all you can ask for. When you're facing a #1 seed monster like that, make him play it out.
Unbelievable. Congratulations. We'll go to the winner's scene in just a moment. Let's do it. Tough break for Jeff, but as always, admirable performance. He did a hell of a job, but Opox just too strong. Once he fixes his camera, you'll see him. You'll see him.
Little blemish on the elbow there.
And we got that while he was running. He's a big track star, and there he is.
Those kids. There it is.
W. Letting you know he's the winner.
Nicely done, sir.
Nice job by Ben. He will advance to the final. It's been a long day. He's waited patiently, but he is good enough, and he will now wait for another tapper to make their presence known on the bottom side. Let's go. get a bracket update for all of you. Just got to do a quick refresh.
Jeff's thanking us in chat. No, thank you, sir. You're an amazing player, and none of us are here if it weren't for your run back in 2016. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
And here we go.
Away we go.
Tucking
So-
situation.
Wow. So if you're learning to play this game for the first time, that's how you handle that. Not really. Don't do that.
Clearly, that's a 200 IQ setup right there.
There's some alliteration name, like all the wrestling moves are like the Irish whip and the Russian leg sweep. That's got to be the Dutch something, some crazy tower building like that, right?
The Dutch double tuck.
Yeah, there we go. Double Dutch tuck. There it is.
Double Dutch tuck. I like that, Ben Rossi. You and I.
Yeah,
tag-
so
we are great tag team.
we're building off one exactly. Tag in, sir. But despite all that, we've got a neck-and-neck game, 49-53. What do the European players generally do? Are they importing NTSC televisions, or are they emulating more? Like, what is the method these days? That's pretty interesting to me.
It's mostly
Since we're doing
emulation. It's mostly emulation, yeah. Most of them will do that. They will get like that USB controller, so that way they can play on the controller, but still have to use the emulation. The Sidnev, you can see right there, he's got a CRT. He's got the TV, big old
That's
janky.
like, that's getting him sunburn. Look at that glare on his face from that CRT. I love it.
He's gonna get that radiation effect.
Yes. The
Remember back in the day,
death-defying vertical line tuck, right? Is that?
Yeah,
that
that's
what was
exactly. Yeah, we had our fill earlier today. Somalian captain who was in the bracket who played earlier gave us so many vertical eye tuck setups or death-defying lumbar slides, whatever you want to call them. We had a counter going. He had like over 10 that he deliberately set up throughout the match. It was a little memey, but entertaining.
Well, I mean, that's just the same as, you might as well just set up a column 9 Tetris, right? I mean, you're going to waste all those long bars.
And that's exactly kind of what happened. We kind of were looking at it as he was playing in the quarterfinal match against Sidnev. We were looking and like, well, you're setting up all these setups, but then you're kind of just ended up burning more than anything, and perhaps you could have lost yourself a few Tetrises. And at the end of the game, when you're playing someone at this high level, you need all your points.
Sidnev's getting droughted hardcore here. This has got to be like 30 pieces right now. You don't have the counters up, but he's been waiting forever for this freaking long bar, and it's still not coming.
There we go. Finally, it comes.
Ooh.
And
Minimal burning too. Like, we're still a tie game, 272 to 271. Tremendous drought play by Sidnev there. The land of seawalls and dikes, they can handle their drought problems. You're welcome. Like, everybody just grunt, please. Throw vegetables in that.
A simple.
Dear Lord, make him stop.
Sidnev again trying to get out of a little dig. Good placement of that S to allow for the J to burn the double, and he has got the right open, but again, no long bars to the rescue. Has to use that long bar for the double, and then the long bar here to score.
He's still at 329 though. Like, what tremendous play, battling through those droughts. I mean,
I'm thinking for raid Derecho Cabeza with a party of 14. Just in time to enjoy. This is semifinal number 2. The winner of this will go to the finals and play Opax for the right to be called the Kingsman Invitational Tournament champion and have their entry fee waived for this year's CTWC tournament. Wow.
lovely micro adjustment there by Tristop. I was told that those aren't micro adjustments, but I'm still going to call micro adjustments. It's an additional verbal flourish that you add to that. That might not be necessary, but sports need those things, you know? It's on a Russian leg sweep. It's just a leg sweep, but call it a Russian leg sweep. It's exotic. Micro adjustment more exotic than an adjustment.
Agreed.
We're allowed to add drama to this stuff, guys.
That's what adds to the flavor of the game. You know, you build the drama, set the stone.
Yeah.
Make it fun, man.
I mean, not everybody can have 600,000 point transitions like Tristop here.
Look at him, 548. Yeah, wow.
That L spin for Sidnev. That's awesome. I know. Everybody does it now. It's not so cool. I still think it's still cool to me. Damn it.
It's still real to me.
I hope that guy's okay.
About that meme. I heard he's doing fine. Here we go. Transition has happened. Miss S-spin for Sidnev blocks as well, so the long bars come now. Look at, of course. Oh, look at all these long bars. He couldn't buy a long bar finally. Wow, how many long bars was that in a
oh my lord!
Within a session there? He had like about 5 and only used 1 for scores. My word. Crazy, Chris. That was just crazy that he got all those long bars and only 1 was viable to score with.
Oh man, let's do wrestling references again. That's the Chris Benoit versus Stone Cold Steve Austin when Benoit hit like 7 or 8 German suplexes in a row. He just picked him up, threw him over his back over and over and over and over again, and that just was with the long bars. It's just not natural.
Mm-hmm. 582 for Sidnev.
The actual RNG is supposed to be a true 1 out of 7, and then if you get the same piece, it re-rolls for you. So getting something twice in a row is supposed to be difficult because of that supposed re-roll. But as you saw there, the RNG, the computer function that actually creates the random number doesn't actually work. It'll get stuck in those ruts. And you'll get those weird rushes like that. And even a long bar rush like that just does not help your game. Like, you don't have a stack that's 55 pieces high to get 7 Tetrises. You got to put those long pieces where they don't belong. And Sidnev handled it like a champ. And he's got 793 for Tristop, 731 for Sidnev. Tristop in a little bit of a trouble. This has been like a nagging burn here. This has gone on for like nearly an entire level. So Sidnev's Tetris here, that's going to close it up, 793, 803. Level 25, we are virtually neck and neck here. Holy cow.
Oh! Oh, God.
Come on. Oh, no. And we're going to have a double check. Oh, my goodness. Sidnev needs 835, and I don't know if he's going to get it. Needs a long bar when he's been getting him the entire game, and he's not getting it. He's going to top it at 829, a 5,000 point difference.
Oh, my word.
OMG.
Woo!
Oh.
Look at Tristop's face there, Bidwell. He can't believe it that he hung on and got it done. Oh, man. Both of them got into some nasty spires in the center. Ugh. Garbage pieces. And he almost pulled it off, Bidwell. Sidnev almost pulled it off. But Tristop hung it.
The commentary, do you think he knew what he needed? Because it's really hard to make those snap decisions and, tailor your gameplay to the situation. But man, I think if he knew that he only needed like a double or something there, then he might have changed his gameplay up a bit.
No, I think when you're in a situation like that, it's just happening so sudden. It's so difficult.
He's saying that he had to be aggressive. He thought he had to be aggressive. I think he probably would have turned it down if he knew, but
yeah, I mean, well, he's not wrong, because Tristop was playing a tremendous game, and then you just saw how quickly a center spire formed, and he lost control, just like what happened to Sidnev. They both just ended up doing the same thing, building in the center, and sure enough, there you go, top out city.
And there's Tristop. He thought he was behind. So it's like you can't listen to us live. I mean, if you're in a live situation, then you can know exactly what the score is. But you're hearing us on a delay, if you're listening to us at all. So, that's one of the things that makes online a little weird is, kind of playing in outer space in the dark there.
Yeah.
Not knowing exactly where you are. You got that radio delay. But man, what a great game one. Let's see if we can follow it up in game two.
Excellent, excellent game there. Very exciting finish. See, but well, we don't have to take it all the way to double 1.2s for a game to be exciting. You just saw right there drama in the latter stages of that one. 800 Ks for both.
Sidnev getting that line burst in the middle of the game and then getting nothing at the end. I mean, that's classic Tetris in a nutshell. You look at the line total statistic on the side, it's probably looking normal, like you got the line pieces distributed like everything else, and nope. That game was a weird game.
Touch here for Sidnev will take us to 114 to start. 115 for Tristup on his side. So, of course, after the zany game number one, we're back to a relaxed mode here, Bidwell, for game number two. Yeah. Isn't that the great part
we
of
can
Classic
breathe.
Tetris?
We can breathe, and Sidnev can get his one push-down point.
Exactly.
I think as a commentator, it is our responsibility to let the other component know that they need to get 2 push-down points in case of a tie emergency.
Always get that nice sigh of relief, the moment to breathe here when we go back to level 18. And again, Chris, that kind of leads to people talking where they're like, you know, the game has evolved. These players are so good on 19. Why not just have 19 starts? I think you lose that drama that you get from ramping up from 18 going to 19 and on beyond, and then coming back down to 18 to crescendo. You know, it's just like any good concert. You know, you're gonna crescendo up to the big finale. You know, you're not gonna come out hot and then finish cold.
Yeah, you got to play the ballads too. Like you got to have dynamic. Your game's got to be dynamic in all sorts of facets. Like there's some players who actually play better at 19, and they need to get those 18 reps in to play better. Like you look at it like a cheese. Like he's doing those crazy things at level 29, and then he's just choking so many games in 18 these days. So you got to have all the tools if you want to succeed in this tournament.
Correct. Easy spin by Sidnev on the right. Goes to 304 with the Tetris. Just up to 311. Another close game between the two. Another Tetris for Sidnev as well. Keep his lead at about 16,000 points. Less than a Tetris as we are here at the half Tetris. Point.
This is a great matchup. You wouldn't think that Sidnev's a 14 versus a 2 in here, the way these two have been so close.
Yeah.
The seeds don't matter.
Seeds don't matter. Because, again, it came down to everybody could have a bad qualifying day, right, Bidwell? Some of the best players in the world that can max out the game at will have bad qualifiers. It's just some days where it just doesn't work for you. And that's kind of what happened to Sidnev. He had a really struggle qualifier, just wasn't getting really the best of pieces. And that's why I was mentioning he ended up finishing 20th in qualifying.
I was talking about the 18 game and the 19 game. Well, qualifying versus one-on-one play is another thing. Like you're hitting qualifying is like home run derby. You're trying to get that one long ball, or in a CTWC's case, getting as many 1 million point games as possible in a time limit. So you got to go all aggressive, and some players just aren't as good at that. They're better at the dynamic play. So it does show you how many variations of crazy old classic Tetris there can be just with regular scoring mode, and how different players excel at different facets. I don't know. Like, I think we're going to obliterate our scoring average this year at CTWC. I don't know for sure if somebody's going to get more than 12 max outs in a 2-hour qualifying round like Joseph Saley did last year.
Right.
I don't see that happening. Maybe somebody will do it, but I don't think that's a guarantee at all.
I mean, think about it. You had guys like Dog and Andy that had like about 7-8 max outs within that same time frame. So is it possible to do it? Of course it is. You know, these guys are amazing, and a year later their game has, I'm sure, improved as well too. They make adjustments to their gameplay and accordingly. So anything could happen, but that's the fun part. We just got to wait and see.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, that Joseph Saley run. I just don't see people. I don't see it happening again. Maybe it will, but man, I think he had one miss There's that sort of one. They maybe had two like that one deliberate. Oh, Sidnev's gonna top out at 495 as we're babbling about. Oh, what a shame. That was a hot score too going into the transition. And Tristop's got his second crown already.
Yeah.
Whew.
No long bars at that time. Sidnev was just trying to burn and keep the right well open. Just nothing coming to score. And, you build up that high, Bidwell, eventually it's going to come bite you. And that was it. He's finished. So Tristop takes the 2-0 lead. And is poised to make destiny happen. The 1-2 matchup could be coming soon.
Sidnev's blaming himself, but it's like 1 a.m. over there. He's been up a long time. I don't know if he took a nap in that 5-hour break. Or he didn't have a 5-hour. He only had a couple-hour break, but still, just... Reverse sweeps have happened already. Maybe it can happen again. Let's find out.
Indeed, 3-2-1 Tetris, they are underway.
I think that pause is okay for Sidnev, just for clarification, Mr. Judge.
It was fine, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was having a controller issue earlier with a pause situation in his first match against Ian today, but it seems to have resolved itself. He's got it under control, so yeah, good.
I do the Dr. Mario Speedrun monthly competition, and when you're getting from one level to the next, you're always hitting that start button rapidly to try to get the next level, and it's always the joke that you're pause buffer strats to when you actually hit pause in between the two levels because you're pounding on that start button so fast. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Tristop is in trouble here, Bidwell.
Can he get that over? He gets it over. He needs the L on there. Oh, he decides not to put the L to the right. That was probably the better move. Still in a lot of trouble. But in a little bit of safety. Has yet to get a single Tetris, but Sidnev's board ain't so good either right now. There's a nice Demolition Derby Tetris game going on right here. Survival's going to be more important than scoring at the moment. Sidnev's finally Tetris ready. Gets 100,000 points at 31 lines. Tristop is Tetris ready, and he finally scores back to normal at 35 lines, 52,000 points. It's a little fun there, the opening moments of the game. Trying to wake the commentators up here.
Yeah, it was very dicey. Yeah, very dicey and cheeky situation for both to begin, but they have weathered the storm and they are back on the mission. 100,000 here for Tristop, 135 for Sidnev. So again, Bidwell, our lone international, Sidnev remaining. They got the American, Opox, waiting in the wings for the final. The number 1 seed overall has proved why he's the number 1 seed. It's been really good today. I think he is really poised in taking the title. Only Sidnev or Tristop stand in his way.
Tristop getting a little spicy again. But these top players can handle playing up at the top of the screen at level 18. Just the amount of hertz that you can exert pounding on that controller.
Yeah, speaking about that, we were talking about Opox there with me and Shen that he had suffered an injury a couple of weeks back when he was playing Tetris League. He was actually out doing IRL activities, went to go play basketball and ended up jamming his finger and caused him some issues and led to him to have a rough ending to his season. As we're on a time crunch when that happens, so you got to play your matches within a certain time frame. So he didn't really have too much of a rest period to get it sorted out. But now he's got the rest in, and looks like he is back at it.
Sidnev is so aggressive. I'm playing like burn, and he just stack. Gets rewarded with a Tetris. But you're down 2-0. You might as well squeeze every point out possible. No reason to play it safe. He is down about a Tetris here.
Hey,
335 to 311.
He's about 6 lines behind. It's burning a little bit now, so he's eating away at the line difference. But Tristop at 360 is in control.
Tristop with the well transfer. Sidnev covers his well. Look at this, 363, 337. Another close game here. But these players are so aggressive, and that one mistake can cost you, just like in the last game with Sidnev. You just never know when that's going to happen.
And that's just Classic Tetris in a nutshell. You just don't know. You think you've got it under control, and it's not the case. Been Stanislaw with his Kit 5, the 3-day Tetris event. It feels like it at this point. Been a marathon day today, but guess what? It's good. Love it. We're in hour number 7. We're getting close to crowning a champion. Chris Bidwell is with me in the house. He's calling some great action. We are getting to transitions. Here we go. Transition for Tristop at 5:04. Looking to close it out. Sidnev about to transition. He's at 476, waiting for the long bar. That's what, Bidwell. What a shock. It ain't coming. There it is, finally. And he'll transition to 502. So, pretty close. Transition about 4,000 points off between the two. And it's going to be an interesting finish. Let's go!
That one press down point did not give Sidnev the advantage into the transition, speed-wise. FYI.
Push down players will be upset about that. Man, look at Sidnev go here, Bidwell. This is tremendous stacking.
That is 18 play, like just playing halfway up the board at level 19 like that. Even for tappers, that's got to be uncomfortable. Tristop in some trouble now. We got some cheese about a third of the way up. He's in cleanup mode at 666. Oh, and he hangs the L, and he's going to top out at 666. The Devil's score. Sidnev needs 667. Can line it out here. If he can hear us, just get that line. Get 2 more lines. There it is. Woo!
Yeah, he did it with the double to get to 667, and then the Tetris for the style points get him to 2-1.
We were talking about mistakes, and Tristop was cruising, and then he wasn't. Hit that brick wall. See what I did there? Because Tetris is bricks, and never mind. I'll shut it down. Yeah. Freaking dad jokes.
They're all good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You know, it's the vital life skill when you're a parent, because you can't tell blue jokes to your children. So there you go.
Here we go.
Tristop right now. Sidnev cracking knuckles again. The glare of that CRT.
Beautiful.
That's like a good 19-inch screen there too. That's a nice big screen, and he's like a foot and a half away from that.
Do you remember back in the day, Bidwell, when people tell you don't stand or don't sit too close in front of the TV, right?
Yeah, hurt your eyes.
Yeah.
He's got those glasses on because of it. Oh, Sidnev. Hanging his Z a little early. I mean, it's not going to affect him. He's just going to cost some pace. And Tristop covering as well. 3/4 of the way up the screen, like you do. Just the number of games you have to play to get comfortable doing a move like that. Like, I don't have the time to put in this sort of hours into any game, let alone Tetris. But yeah, you do these moves because you're comfortable with them, and it's just crazy to me that. Oh, and the square burst. Tristop is in huge trouble right now. Even if he digs out of this, Sidnev is going to take a monster lead.
Yeah, Tristop is going to get a nice triple to burn with an L. Lumbar flat, good use there as well. But just the set of pieces coming in, he'll set up a nice talk of a square with the L. The amount of concentration to have here,
Yeah.
Bidwell, to get out of this kind of mess.
For sure, and like you have to be aware of the next piece to set up a tuck like that. That's not your optimal play with the original place you were going to put that. That was a micro adjustment because you knew the tuck was available for the next piece. Oh, perfect clear opportunity, does not get it.
He's about 2 pieces short. So square and the S come first.
So
104 for
after that
Tristop, 172 for Sidnev. Another Tetris to go to 195.
Say King with the game awareness as a professional restreamer to know when to pronounce a score after that cleanup job.
I mean, I would hope I know at this point. I've called like almost 2,000 matches, I think, or something like that.
Wow, dude.
Some insane number. I don't know. Somebody's keeping the record of that.
Where's Pumpy Heart when you need him?
Yeah, Pompey, where are you? I know you're probably lurking in the chat. Give us the update. Total
Yes.
restream matches the King has done in the past almost 2 years now.
Have they set up Elo for commentators yet?
Oh, that'd be awesome. I know you would be most certainly in the top 5, Bidwell.
Well, I mean, that's not. There's only like 5 or 6 of us that do it all the time.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, everybody's a restreamer
Yeah,
these days. So you
everybody's
can
a restreamer, yeah.
consider yourself a commentator too now.
But I think that there's people that are commentators first, players. You know, we're not players first. Most of the restreamers are players first.
I like to think of myself as a player first, but that's most certainly not true.
Player or playa? I mean, there's a difference. I think you're definitely a playa.
Playa.
Yeah.
318 for Sidnev, 271 as I waited for Tristop to hit that Tetris. So Sidnev coming in strong here. He wants to force to the decider.
So Sidnev does have the Elo advantage, 1981 to 1905. To me, that sounds close, but I don't know the Elo scale. Is 100 points close, or is that a pretty wide margin?
It is pretty close, yes.
Okay. Seems close, but you never know. Maybe like NASCAR scoring. It makes no sense. I just know higher is better.
Yeah. No, as Pumpy just mentioned in the chat, within 100 points is considered close, right? Because depending on the opponents and the stage of the game, players can win like between 30 to 50 point Elo in a match. So.
Okay.
Especially under the new ratings they've done.
Apple. Yeah. Just up with some Jeff Moore style digging here. He's way behind, heading into transition.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Jeff. He's got the shirt. .305 for Tristop, 441 for Sidnev. Sidnev dominating again.
Oof. Tristop's clean, just needs that long bar. Finally gets it. Back in business. 13 lines before transition. This is where you take your patented Jonas Neubauer deep inhale. You know the speed's about to increase. You've just gotten out of a sticky situation. You can put your opponent away right now, so why not? And get the death-defying vertical long tuck.
Meanwhile, Sidnev was getting a little spicy up at the top there. But he has got it under control.
Slide, not tuck. Thanks, Barrett. It's hard to remember the entire acronym when you only are aware of the meme just like last week.
Right. Tristop waiting for a long bar patiently. Oh! Bidwell's gonna see it. Oh my word.
Oh no! Thanks. Oh, but guess what?
Go ahead, Bidwell. You can say it. Go ahead, Bidwell. You can say it.
Oh, okay. All right, ready? Game 4 is no more. We got a decider, folks. Let's do it. Winner goes to the finals. Change it up a bit.
There you go. He did. Decider time. Why not? That's all we've gotten today is a bunch of deciders. If you got the emote, drink it up without question.
Why we're so loopy. We've had so many deciders today. Very potent.
Thank you, True Psych Red, for the party raid that you brought in. You are here watching the semifinal number 2. It's the decider coming up next. Reverse sweep incoming, potentially, yes.
that emote of me doing that, it freaks me out. That's having me use the emote is already crazy enough, but that crazy animated one, that's gonna give somebody a seizure. I think you need a trigger warning for that.
Get a warning label out.
Mm-hmm. Let the deciders out.
Just joking around. Says what happens when there is a points tie in a decider. Very, 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 very rare that does happen. But if it does, they would do a replay.
In a regular tournament play, is it a replay or do they just both get a win? Like fighting game rules.
I believe it was a replay.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that.
Redecider. Leftovers from last night. The bottle open.
Just as tasty as the night you ate it.
Well, of course, if a day like today, of course, today we're going to have the first ever one, right? No, not Sidnev always does the one push down point. So unless Tristop really wants to troll us and also get one push down point, we are not going to see a tie.
Correct. Tune in 3, 2, 1. Tetris, you got a fantastic finale. Here it comes. This is it. Last game for these two. Bidwell winner will take on Opox in the final. He's waiting. He might be warming up now. He knows that it's going to be one of these two guys. We're getting closer.
So the winner gets the free entry CTWC. Does second place get anything?
They'll get my adoring adulation from making it this far.
So that's on the line, guys. King's adoring adulation. If that's lacking in your life, win this game.
Purchase for Sidnev. We go to 69,000. Hey now, of course.
Hey now, got to get that in.
I have to. Got to get my stuff in, Bidwell, you know. Got to get myself prepped for
live.
Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really interested to see what type of crowd we're going to get. I mean, we're going to get our people. We're going to get the modern people who aren't really used to hype commentary. You know, they seem very erudite. Like, I know Wumbo's he doesn't talk, he doesn't show his face. I've met him once before. He's a nice dude, but he's not the hype machine like in live matches. So it'll be real interesting. Maybe we'll call one of his matches, or you can call one of his matches and kind of like go off the charts. See if it just, see if it throws him off his game a little bit. That'd be kind of fun.
I can also then tell him that I have a victory over him in Classic Score Attack.
Oh, you do? Wow.
Yes. Yeah, he and I have played 3 times. I believe I'm 2-1 lifetime against him.
I beat him at Puyo Puyo because there was a Puyo Puyo Tetris tournament in Columbus a few years ago, and he destroyed me in the Tetris section. But then I took him to like a game 9 in Puyo. It was pretty epic.
See, look at that. Bidwell and I have epic matches.
Yeah. We get out of our comfort zone.
That's right. We're getting into a comfort zone here for these guys. 232 for Sidnev, 192 for Tristop. He is trying to avoid the reverse sweep. He looked like he was going to sweep his way in the final. Sidnev has come back roaring strong, stayed alive, and here he is.
So Tristop's solves are really cool. But is that a lack of concentration to get into those situations, or is that him on his game because he's getting out of them so quickly?
Would be the latter. Yeah, he
Okay,
literally, as you mentioned, Bidwell, he's the type of player that has the time to play. I mean, he's a studious young man, of course. He goes to a prestigious high school here in New York, and takes a lot of his time there. But when he's got this free time, he's playing Tetris, and he's really come up with a lot of different creative solves and stack building awareness, and it's really fun to watch. He's built a good viewership whenever he streams live. People were obviously watching him try to chase the DAS world record, and of course he completed it, getting the first and only 1.3 million DAS score.
The crazy things your mind does when you're in the dark in your bedroom like that. Maybe we can buy him a light bulb if he gets second place overall. Well, that'll be the consolation prize.
I'll chip it in.
Yeah.
I could just bring it over to him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're same city. I mean, just a drive across town, right? That only takes 6 hours.
Not even.
Not even.
Nah, we're right on the expressway.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought there was. I just assume that New York is just traffic hell, and that even going across town is a pain in the ass. So,
I live on the sticks, so it's
okay. But we got a close game in the decider though, 380 to 383.
Wouldn't have it any other way. This is a good one.
And that's got some fun solves here too. Look at this. Look at this stuff play. Just you're building multiple towers, yet the game is still in control. That is not the way. If you're watching Tetris 101 videos, that is not the optimal play.
No.
Yet Tristop is one of the best in the world because he can get himself out of situations or make the best of bad situations. I mean, I like to compliment Quade's gameplay for the center well play all the time because he's letting the game come to him and giving what the game gives him rather than forcing bad situations. That's essentially what Tristop is doing, just instead of center wells, he's doing it with these crazy builds in the middle.
Right. As you just saw, you just did the Z-spin. He set it up. It's not something you're like thinking about, you know, like a T-spin setup like he just did there. You know, you can say, yeah, that's an intentional thing to do. But some of this other stuff you would never think of doing. And he just does it because he's like, yep, I see this opportunity.
And he's utilizing every single piece instead of burning. Like he's going to build up unconventionally and then get a 1 or 2 line solve. That's just as effective as a 2-line burn. And in fact, 2-line burns often turn into 2, 4, 5 line burns. So he's got the more efficient strategy going that way. Not everybody can think that way, so everybody's got to play their own game to get to where they are.
Agreed. Keytuck for Tristop. He is Tetris. He got 1 more line to burn. We're 577. 6 more to go for Sidnev at 569. Hey now, times 5. A Tetris for him. They go to 592. He's on the cusp of a 600K bidwell.
And Death Defying again. Look, multiple 600,000 transitions. This is what you want a decider, folks. Let's go. You save the energy for when you really need it.
It's game 5, baby. This is it. Who's going to go to the finals? 649 for the Dutch Destroyer. 679 for Tristop. The number 2 seed overall wants to make Elo proud and show you that he can make it to face the number 1 seed. Sidnev looking to prove that it didn't matter what your qualifying score is. You got to play to win. Opens up the right side. He's going to get a long bar. There's the score.
I've been complimenting Tristop's solves this game, but Sidnev is just doing killer solving work halfway up the board at level 19 speed. Gets the Tetris. We are about a half Tetris difference. 738, 715, level 22. 70 lines to go till thrill screen.
I'm getting those CTWC 2020 vibes when I called Tristop and Hydrant Dude in their match, which was honestly one of the best CTWC games you'll ever see. Tristop had 3 back-to-back max outs and he still lost. Here he is, hoping that a max out won't be a losing score. He's at 840 to Sidnev's 780. Level 24 for both has been what we'll tell you. It's the Christmas level. We'll see who gets the gift.
Sidnev is falling behind, although that Tetris will help. That's back to a 1 Tetris difference. Tristop with a piece of cheese in his board. This is going to let Sidnev catch up if he can score. Little line dependent now for Sidnev.
We got burning happening on Tristop's side as he's trying to just stay alive. We're on level 26 for him at 912. Sidnev with the good board. He's keeping things to the left. Lombard coming in. Takes a Tetris to go to 911. A lot of burning.
911.
A lot of burning happening on Tristop's side there, Bidwell.
Take advantage, though. If he finally takes the lead, 946, 923. 19 lines to go. This is the T-spin, and then the, oh my goodness, Tristop. Major cleanup work to do with only 15 lines to go.
And you can see, but he's going to start building aggressively.
He's going to get a dirty Tetris. Is he going to get it? Needs it. He really needs this if he has a chance. He's not going to get it. Sidnev is going to get a max out plus. Reverse sweep the number 14 seed. Holy crap. You gotta mulling this out though, Kai. Let's do it.
He'll take it all the way to kill screen,
One.
thrill screen, all that stuff.
Did he get it? Did he get one over? Is he gonna even get the piece? Woo!
Ah,
Wow. Look at him.
wouldn't you be happy to, Bidwell? What an amazing game. That's the way to end a Game
My
5
goodness.
decider in the semifinal. Oh, my word.
Tristop, give Tristop all the G's, chat. He looks a little distraught in that picture. Looks like a comic book villain, but man, what a match for both these players. Just a bad RNG at the end of Tristop's game, and one tap off. Had he gotten that L piece over, he might have been able to save it. But boy, what a game! What a decider! Oh man, and maybe the finals can even top that. But even if that's the best match of the night, I'm happy to have called that.